Raising chickens in an urban setting is becoming quite popular. And, well, we kind of wondered what all the squawking was about, so we decided to stop by Amy McAdams, who lives in Minneapolis, and this is her backyard. Amy, when was that aha moment when you decided urban chicken farming was a good idea?
Actually, we were moving here from the West Coast, and all of a sudden my husband said, I think we were in Wyoming or something, he said, we should get chickens. Just kind of came out of the blue. But it sort of made sense. We were planning on having a garden. We'd done some gardening before, and we were planning to do some canning and preserving. And it just sort of seemed like chickens was obvious. Well, yes, we should just have chickens too.
So, and you need to get a permit.
Yep. In the city of Minneapolis, you have to get a permit. You have to get, I believe it's 80% of your neighbors within 150 feet of your property. So we had our clipboard and we went knocking door to door and got our neighbors to sign off and say, you know, whether they would agree with having chickens or not. So
see, that was one of my questions, was what do your neighbors think? And obviously it's an okay thing.
Well, it's back and forth. When we first started, we had a couple of neighbors who said, absolutely not. I do not want chickens. I will not allow this. I will fight it. I won't have them, you know.
Okay.
But we got enough approval, so we got them anyway. And then those neighbors have all come around completely, and they're all like, you know, oh, have you thought about getting a rooster? And, oh, this is great. Can we come visit?
Do they really like the rooster at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Well, I'm not sure how many of them here at 3 o'clock in the morning, but that does happen occasionally. It bothers me, but...
So do you raise them for eggs? Mm-hmm. And how many chickens do you have?
Right now we have 23 hens and 1 rooster.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Okay, yeah.
So we do raising for eggs, and those go to a lot of coworkers and friends and people at church and neighbors and all over the place.
Okay.
And then they're also great for compost. They eat all of our kitchen scraps and our neighbors' kitchen scraps and weeds in the yard. And so then we put that all in the compost bin, and it makes really good compost for putting on our garden. So it's this great sort of, you know,
kind of the circle
system.
of life, yeah. It really does a lot. And so do you eat them for meat?
We do eat them when they've stopped laying eggs. For us, they're not sort of pets, because chickens can live to 8 to 10 years old, but they kind of stop laying eggs maybe around 3 years old. So you could have another 5 years or so of feeding them and taking care of them, and they're not making eggs. And for some people they do that, but for us it's like, well, now you've given us these eggs and we've given you a wonderful life, and now you're going to give us a great meal. So
yeah, sure.
And they're not really good for sort of, you know, roast chicken or whatever. It's more like tough chicken soup. So but yeah, they're
because
pretty tasty.
Because of their age.
They're old. They're 3 years old. I think in the chicken industry, chickens are maybe 6 months or something when they reach full size pretty quick. So they're pretty young at that point.
What would be the biggest tip you would give to somebody who may be thinking about doing this? What would be the most important thing?
Well, I guess I would start by saying just do a lot of research.
Okay.
You know, find out, you know, first of all, are your neighbors okay with it? And do a lot of research. Here in the Twin Cities, we have the Twin Cities Chicken Listserv. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in the Twin Cities and the kind of the outlying metro area, and I think even outstate. And people ask questions, you know, and so people will get on there and say, I'm just starting chickens. What do people suggest? And any kind of question you could ever have about anything to do with chickens, people are willing to help people out. So doing research, and that's a great resource for that.
That's wonderful. Amy, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I love the background music. The ambiance is great. So from chickens in Minneapolis to a tropical paradise in a suburb, we're taking you to a Balinese garden next on Dig in Minnesota.